Hey everyone, it's Emily, and today we are building a starter apartment for a single dad with 2 kiddos. It doesn't have to be a single dad, but that is kind of the budget that I used when I made this apartment. When you start the game, you're given 20,000 simoleons, and for every additional sim, you get an extra 2,000. So I gave myself 24,000 when I started furnishing this apartment, or, you know, building the walls. We're not furnishing it, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But yes, I gave myself that budget because I think that for this particular apartment building, I think this is the JASMINE suites. I want both of these apartments to be budget friendly because this, and you can just assume that any build that I'm doing on the channel for the foreseeable future is for the save file that I'm working on, because if I didn't make every build for the save file, then I'd probably never finish the save file. So yeah, pretty safe to assume that that's what we're going with. But yeah, this is a more budget friendly thing, so we'll have a good mix of like budgety things and not budgety things. Budgety. I've said that before, and I think that I said I wasn't going to say it again, and here I am saying it again. Also, oh, I'm really annoyed. I did not need to make that hall bathroom have tile flooring. Ooh, this is something that I do sometimes when I build things, but I'm very particular about the flooring that I use, and something that I used to be really strict on was that if you start your like floorboards one way, they need to be that same direction for the entire house. This is a random little ramble, but I was really like passionate about that. But then I realized that a lot of times, especially if you have a door, if you have a hallway, that's one thing. Like, they should probably all go the same direction so they can like go through the little hallway thing, unless you're doing like a funky, quirky little renovation type deal where like this house has been added onto, then it would make sense. You know what? I'm going on too long about this, but I realized that it makes just as much sense for them to be the same way as for them to not be the same way if there's a door dividing the rooms. This doesn't even apply to this apartment. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. Anyway, usually when I do hall bathrooms, I put wood flooring in them if like the main flooring in the house is wood instead of tile, because for the 2 houses that I've lived in with my parents, both of them, our hall bathrooms have had wood flooring, like the hall bathroom that's on the first floor of the house. I don't know if this makes any sense, or if you can relate, but it's always had wood flooring in it, and so I'm annoyed that I put tile in that one. And that's my intro to the video, me being annoyed at myself right off the bat. Perfect. Love this. But anyway, happy Monday. I think I'm gonna post this video today. I don't know. Not entirely sure. I don't have much of an upload schedule right now. We're just kind of like posting things when we feel like it. And I think that's fine because I'm pretty much like 100% speed builds at the moment. I don't have any current households going on. A while ago, I started playing the Not So Berry Challenge again, and then I realized very quickly that I don't have free time to play the game on my own. I only have time to play it on Twitch. So yeah, no current households at the moment, so I'm pretty much just doing speed builds, and I always find myself like really struggling to make a schedule for speed builds because sometimes I'm more inspired than other times, and sometimes I, you know, want to pour all of my energy into a giant lot. That doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it does. And then other times I want to, you know, work on a bunch of small little things. So it's really hard for me to come up with like, okay, this is going to be the day that I do apartment builds, and this is going to be the day that I do like big family houses, and this is going to be the day that we do starter homes. Like, no, I can't do that. It's just not for me, and I don't have a schedule now. But I think it's fine, and I hope you guys are liking the builds. I feel like when I give myself the freedom to just do what I'm inspired to do, things turn out better, so that's just kind of what I'm going with now. But something that's been kind of on my mind a lot lately is how close we are to the end of the year. Like, how is it November? I feel like October flew by, and usually I really like October, but I think this year, I think this happens a lot in October actually, and I just trick myself into thinking that October's the best month, but really it's November, because in October, at least where I live in Georgia, it's very hot at the beginning of the month, and even towards the end of the month, it was still like in the 70s here a lot of days. So, and that's Fahrenheit, by the way. I think if you were 70 degrees Celsius, you'd be like on fire. I don't know. But yeah, it's it was warm and it wasn't feeling like fall and the leaves weren't changing. And now that it's November, the leaves are changing and they're all about to like fall off the trees as soon as they started changing, but that's besides the point. But yeah, it finally feels like fall now and I'm really happy about it. I know in some places it's like snowing at this point, but you know, here it's nice and fall and fresh. So I'm excited, but I'm also like, where the heck did the year go? Because especially this semester of school for me, I feel like it's gone by so fast, and I always feel like fall semester goes by faster than spring semester. If you're in college or university especially, you might be able to relate more so, because I feel like in high school it didn't matter as much, but once I got to college, just the way that the breaks are positioned, at least with my school and the school that I went to previously, we always had, I think, yeah, we had Labor Day off in September, and then we would have a fall break in October, and then you get Thanksgiving in November, and then you have, you know, winter break in December after you're done with finals. So I feel like that always just makes the semester go by, because you're like, oh, I have a break in a few weeks, so it's not so daunting. But then in the spring, you have, at least in the US, you have Martin Luther King Day, and then you have nothing until spring break, and Martin Luther King Day is it's in January, I believe, or February. I'm pretty sure it's in January. That's really sad. It's in January. I'm 99% sure. But then spring break at my university is in March, which is always weird for me because in high school I always had my birthday on spring break. My birthday is April 6th. Mark your calendars, folks. But yeah, I was always on spring break for my birthday, but now I'm usually in class for my birthday and it's just a tough time. Anyway, point being, lots of breaks in, you know what, I think we get the same number of break days, but I think the spring semester has more days built into it for snow days potentially, or like ice days, because in Georgia we don't really get very much snow, but what we do get is ice, and when ice happens, no one knows how to drive because we don't equip our cars for cold weather because it usually doesn't last very long. And if we get any snow or there's any ice on the road, we all just freak out and we don't go anywhere. Everything shuts down. They close businesses. All the grocery stores run out of bread and milk immediately, and sometimes eggs, and then, you know, we all just stay inside with our bread and our milk, unless you're me, and then you maybe just have the bread, but also probably not. Honestly, I don't even eat bread that often. That's weird. I don't eat bread that often. I eat pita bread, but that's not really the type of bread. It's like the loaves of bread that go missing. And I eat bagels. Interesting. I just had a revelation, not a revelation, a realization. Two kind of similar but also very different things that I don't, well, I mean, I eat bread. I really only eat bread when I have sandwiches, because if I'm not having a sandwich and I'm eating a bread-based thing, I'm eating bagels, or, I mean, I don't have any banana bread, but like I would like to be eating banana bread. I don't know. Anyway, I've realized that this is the thing that I wanted to talk about. I only have 3 full weeks of my school semester left. 3 full weeks. And one of those weeks is the Get Famous release week, which is like really freaking me out, and I'm trying to get ahead of school so that next week I have time to record and don't have to worry about school as much. But luckily, one of my classes that has a decently big project that's worth a decent amount of my grade is due this week, so next week I don't have to worry about it too much. But then I did write a whole paper that's due literally November 28th, and I finished it yesterday, and that was a really good feeling. But yeah, I'm just getting like overly prepared, because the class that I'm in that had that paper, we have one assignment left that I can't do. It would take me like 30 minutes if I could just access it, but I can't because they time it so that the assignments are all like available already, but they are released every week. So I can't even, you know, access the assignment because it's not the time in the week when the assignment for the next week gets released, which is really bothering me, and I just want to get that last one done so I can say that I'm like 100% done with one of my 6 classes. And that would be a really good feeling, but it's fine. We'll do that on Wednesday and it'll be great. I'm gonna do it as soon as it gets released because I really want to finish that class and just be done and zone out for the rest of the semester, because we don't have any tests, we just have these stupid assignments. It's fine. Anyway, I'm excited for Get Famous. Honestly, I feel like I'm at the point where it's been so long. They didn't even announce it that far in advance. Like, this isn't Cats and Dogs level where they announced it in August and it came out in November. Like, they announced it a few weeks ago, but I'm already like, I'm so aware that it's coming that I've almost forgotten that it's coming in a way. Like, I know, I don't know, I guess just because I have things like in my calendar, like it's literally built into my schedule that this pack is coming out. So it's like, I'm so prepared for it that I'm simultaneously like, oh yeah, it's just gonna happen. Like, it happens when it happens. Like, I know it's coming up, whatever, but also like not whatever. I'm very excited, but I don't know. I don't think I'm making any sense. It's kind of like when you first hear about something and you're like super excited, and then you like wait a little while and you're like still excited, but only when you know, something makes you think about it. I'm not like constantly thinking about Get Famous anymore. You feel me? Anyway, we're at the end. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye! Also, I'm going to be streaming live on Twitch later today. I just decided that I am going to post this today. Anyway, I bet you thought that I was gone, but here I am, I'm back, and now I'm actually gone. Bye!